Hi, DeAngelo. How are you?
Hey, Tim, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you. Thank you. And welcome to our SmartMatchApp TV podcast. DeAngelo, let's just get right into it. Please introduce yourself to our audience and let's get the show going.
All right. Oh, can you see me?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Well, man, I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So my name is DeAngelo Moss, and I am a social media influencer and a bit of a matchmaker. I have a huge passion for connecting people so that they can find their love connections. Um, this is something that's been a desire and a passion of mine for years of my life. And it's a pleasure to be able to really help people change their lives by helping them find their booze, their their love, the love of their lives. So glad to be here with you.
Let me tell you, you are in the right place because this is what we're doing too here. We're helping people who love to connect and match using our technology. A couple of things about me. I am the CEO of SmartMatchApp, the number one matchmaking software and CRM for matchmaking and communities. And I am happy to have you here. Let's go with your story, your background. What got you here on the first place? Tell us a little bit about where you come from and how you got into the wonderful business of matchmaking.
Wow. That's actually a great story. I am the head of a company called the Dating Project, and this company was actually birthed out of this idea that I had when I was single. I figured that I wanted to create a platform where people can come and learn about how to date more effectively, and also offer some opportunities for people to connect with one another who are, with different people who are similarly interested in connecting with people like myself. So anyway, I created this platform for the whole purpose of getting attention from myself. Believe it or not, I wanted to be the head of the organization that all the women came to get the insight that they need from a male's perspective. And as the leader of that thing, naturally it would bring opportunities for me. So that was how I started the original the company originally. But it's since blossomed into an amazing I call it a ministry, honestly, where, we have thousands and thousands of people who've reached out and who have been connected within our app and things like that. So it's just been really, really cool. And now I'm married. So now
You you
it's
achieved the
successful.
goals on all fronts, on all
Yeah. Yeah.
personal and business.
Yeah.
So what problems are you solving for your community? It feels a lot like a community to me from what you're
Yeah.
saying, uh,
Yeah.
and um, and there is matchmaking component and dating component in it. But like, let's talk about how you're different from others. What is your unique value proposition, and what problems you're solving?
Yeah, that's great. I think the biggest thing that I could say that makes us unique is we are actually a faith-based company. So everything that we do is primarily geared toward people who are Christians, people who are in the faith. And the reason why we have such a passion for this is because, as a Christian myself, as a person who have tried to date in this environment, this Christian environment, I found that oftentimes the experience of people in this community is a lot different than people outside of it. Oftentimes Christians, they don't really go to like maybe clubs or bars. Sometimes some do, but many don't. And oftentimes I found that Christians tend to be a little bit more reserved when it comes to, pursuing certain love interests, and it's just like a lot more at stake many times for people. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create something that could help bridge the gap between, I guess, the where people are and then where people expect that people who are courting other people should be. So we found that there was like a huge a huge gap there. There's a lot of people who just don't know how to date effectively. They don't know where to go to even find people like themselves. So we wanted to kind of solve those problems, and we've done a pretty good job at doing that so far.
So it starts with the community. It starts with finding a place where you belong, right?
Yes.
And when you trust that you can find an advice, hopefully impartial advice in the beginning. Just
Hmm.
feel part of the community. Is that it?
Yes. Well, yeah. So there's definitely a community element. There's a lot that goes into how we kind of gather everyone. We have a pretty large social media following. The Dating Project. I'm sorry, the Dating Project official is our Instagram account. So we find a lot of people there. We are connected with a lot of influencers in this space as well, and they are in different ways a part of what we do. But then also, we do have the community element that is partially kind of housed by SmartMatchApp. So that's been a huge part of our business, and it's been really great, like having that community element. But I think one of the things you had mentioned earlier is that we kind of have, it's multifaceted. So we have this community element, but then we actually use SmartMatch in order to create essentially what is like a dating app. Because a lot of the features that is offered within the software is very helpful, and it offers a unique a unique option for people who are wanting to connect with others that is a little bit different than a typical dating app.
That's what I was gonna say, because there's many dating apps, but
Yeah.
the way you're approaching it, the way you are working towards the goal,
Hmm.
is very unique. I find,
Yeah.
and my smart match up with technology, but the vision that you have, that's what fascinated me, and I wanted to interview you just really because of that, because there is so much going on.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, I think, the interesting thing about, you know, the demographic that we tend to serve is that they're a little bit more particular about the types of people that they want to connect with, right? It's very important to them that the people that they connect with are people who have similar interests, similar views on life, and things like that. And there is a little bit more exclusivity in their choosing process. So we almost needed something that could help us to be a little bit more exclusive in our choosing process. And what's amazing about Smart Match App, and this is probably the gem of what we do, is the fact that it offers compatibility. Like, I mean, it offers matches based on percentage of compatibility, which is really great for us. And the reason why this is so powerful is because, unlike a lot of dating apps, there's not, well, I should say, unlike a lot of dating apps, we have the option to ask as many questions as we like in the I guess the introduction process, when people are signing up for their profiles and things like that. So people can get very specific, and they can kind of get really granular in things that they're looking for. And when we put that together with the power of Smart Match App, and we put that together with the community that we have, it's very easy to kind of pinpoint the types of people that people actually want to be with. And as a result, it lends toward more effective matches for people. So we love that. We love that feature.
We will have an opportunity to talk about Smart Matchup a little bit later, maybe dive into some of your favorite features.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about your community and your business. I would love if you could share a success story, maybe a little more human, a little bit more personal. No need to share any names, of course, but like maybe if you could give us an example of a journey of a member of your community coming in and then getting to to similar result that you got
Yeah.
yourself for yourself, finding a
Yeah.
match, finding a partner for life.
Gosh, we have so many now, and it's so awesome. But
What's your favorite?
I'm thinking
Let's
about
start.
one. I think I have one that's my favorite though. So there's a guy who has been in touch with us for the last few months, and he met his person on our app, and it's so cool because was so ecstatic about the fact that he connected with this woman that he actually gave us play by plays for months. So he would fill us in on how the dates were going and how well they were progressing in their relationship. He would send us pictures of, them out on dates and things like that. But the coolest part about it is a few months into sending these emails to us, he sent us an email with a video and a picture of him proposing to his soon to be wife. So now they're engaged and they invited us to the wedding. So we're going to be attending the wedding for them. And it's so amazing. But they're so grateful to, us and kind of what we've endeavored to do for others because they were able to be blessed by it themselves. And, in an environment where it's so difficult to connect with
So
people.
yes, let's amplify the alternatives. Like what would someone like that do if there was no,
I
you
mean,
know, no DeAngelo Moss and his community? What are alternatives? Let's amplify a little bit the success because I think it's a huge achievement.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
So
first of all,
what would they do? Where would they even go? Like what and that's part of the problem you're solving. I just want to
mhm.
amplify for the audience because God knows who will be watching it, and if they watch this and they hear this story, they should be running to your website.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, for people like again, these are Christians, you know, like I happen to know that, the area that he lives in is not a very, there's not a whole lot of people there. It's like one of those, I think it's like a rural area of the United States. So, a lot of Christians think that, oh, I'm just going to go to church. I'm going to find some
Right.
people at my
Okay.
church. But if your
Yeah.
church doesn't have any people, or you don't have a lot of people your age or the type of people that you want to date, you're forced to look outside of that, right? But most people
So
would just go to
so
church.
the church attendance, is it on the decline or
No, it's not that it's on a decline, but I think that when it comes to love and connecting with people, it's a numbers game, right?
it's a
So,
numbers game? Yeah.
yeah, so you want to put yourself in positions where you have the best likelihood of connecting with the type of person that you want to connect with.
So let's continue with this. Again, no need to names any names or even
Hmm.
location if you don't want to. But let's say, where are they like geographically? Would it be even possible ever to meet each other without your your community or your app? Like, how far are they from each other?
I don't believe that they're very far from each other, but I
They
do
don't
know that
go
they
to
go
the
to
same
different
church.
churches.
They
Yes,
don't
they
go
go
to
to
the same
different
church,
churches.
right?
Yep.
So
So
the chances of them meeting without you would be next to zero. How we
Well, I don't. Yeah, I think it would be a low chance. I mean, it's all probability. I think. But at the end of the day, when you create, like I said, something specific for the types of people that you want that you would want to connect with, it's going to draw those types of people. When you're with the more granular you become, the more, like I said, the more likelihood that you're going to connect with the type of person you want to connect with. So.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us, make a mental note, okay?
Yes.
So yes, amazing. Thank you for sharing this. It's very very inspiring, and I've heard many stories like this, and they're just very inspiring because I mean, what's more important in life than having the base, the
Yeah.
relationship, the partner? It's so much more fun to go through life and all the challenges and uncertainty that it gives us with the partner,
Yeah.
with the right
Yeah.
person next to
Yeah.
you. So congrats to you and congrats to them. I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
on the way of making babies, right? And God bless. Why not?
Yeah. Yes. That's so great. So good.
Amazing. So you mentioned the smart match, and you mentioned that it plays a role in your business. Again, to help your colleagues, people in the different industries, different niches. You know, I don't have enough fingers to mention to even go through all kinds of different niches and community
Hmm.
types that are working on the same problem as you. You
Hmm.
know, from religion to the hobbies to the
Hmm.
particular professions, and you
Hmm.
name it. So there's so many ways to slice this.
Yeah.
um, what were you using before SmartMatch, and how did SmartMatch change the game for you?
Well, I mean, honestly, we weren't using much outside of social media and just trying to manually connect people that we felt like were, people were spending a lot of time on. You know what I mean? Like it's so difficult when you don't have technology around
So did
you.
you have a database? Like, did you use Excel sheets or maybe some?
So yeah, we would have, we had Excel sheets and things like that, and it's okay, but we weren't even able to put a lot of attention toward that because we realized we didn't have the bandwidth to be able to handle as many people as we have right now. But it wasn't until we were able to offer technology and put technology behind our influence and things like that that we were able to really become effective in connecting people more, the way we wanted to.
So you mentioned that you like that you can get a lot of information. So basically, it's basically you mentioned that you like the database capability, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of our clients come to us from similar background. They're either starting or maybe they are not starting, but they still need to make the shift, the
Hmm.
jump in terms of technology. A lot of our clients are people, they're not technology people. So please share with them a little bit about the database, that scary word, the
Yeah.
database.
Yeah, absolutely. So databases are important because it's just important to collect the information. I think knowledge is power. It really is. And, the more information you can get about a person, the easier it becomes to find those connections. And, just like anything else, once you get to a certain point, your memory just can't, you just can't, you know, calculate or compute as well as technology can, and that's okay. But I think, especially for people who are, like matchmakers and people who are want to find the best fits for people, having the information is so key, and it saves you time, saves you energy, and again, it lends itself toward more effective and more accurate matches for your clients. So we have to have this type of technology with where we are in our business now.
The way I look at it, if you have the good base, the technology, the database that you can search your
Hmm.
database, find matches, and it maybe finds the matches for you,
Hmm.
making matching suggestions in SmartMatchApp is one of the features. I
Hmm.
think you can focus more on the stuff that you're good at, like the
Right.
people stuff. You're good at social media, maybe
Hmm.
you're good at actually events, or
Hmm.
you're good at marketing. You can focus more of your time on that to generate the value, to bring more value to your customers, as opposed to trying to figure out, okay, how do I find a match in Excel sheet or on a paper, God forbid. We
Yeah.
do have clients who are running on the paper still.
Wow.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like having another employee in your organization. It's like your
Digital
own.
employee, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Yep.
where we're going, and with the advance of AI, it's going to get
Hmm.
even more and more sophisticated. And I know some people are scared still of the word AI, but some people were scared of the world internet before.
Hmm.
What is this internet? Oh, I'm not going to give my credit card, and I'm not going to buy anything online. Like
Hmm.
now, like what? Like what do I? It's like buying online is like, you know,
It's life.
it's so easy and stuff. So I think that's how it's going to be. Technology just not to be scared of, but to be used
Yeah.
to make it your employee.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So thank you. So what are some of the other features that you like, in our technology stack? I know you are interested in the speed networking, speed dating
Hmm.
technology. Tell us a little bit about that, how you are utilizing this and are planning to utilize that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and what we do, one of the things that we've realized is that um, looking at a person on a screen and reading things that they've written about themselves only can give you so much insight into who a person really is. And one of the things that we do at our company is we do these things called shoot your shot lives, where we will get a person from our community and we basically will kind of have like a show of sorts where they can get on, we ask them questions about themselves, and the people in our community can just watch them. And it's really interesting how it works. But people who normally wouldn't look twice at the person who's on screen, all of a sudden, after they hear their story and after they see the caliber of person that these people are, it's like, wait a minute, I may be interested in this person. So it's amazing how when you put a face and you put a story behind the person that's in front of you, how it changes interest. So that's something that we have done in the past. And what we found is that we want to be able to offer a deeper experience that goes beyond just looking at a person on a dating app. We want you to be able to sit in front of the person, hear them speak, hear their, like, watch them, communicate and see certain mannerisms and the way that they carry themselves, because that is all a part of the attraction for a lot of people. So when you can get people in front of each other like that, I believe it makes it even more powerful. And when you combine that with the technologies we've already expressed and, connecting, doing a great job at kind of filtering out the people who are not a good fit, and you just give people the ones that are supposed to be a good fit, and then you let them see each other too. Oh, it's easy
Yeah.
for people to connect.
The whole idea behind Speed Match is putting one-on-one, and I know you do both physical events where you
Hmm.
can use Speed Match up to put people one-on-one with our
Hmm.
algorithm, and also video events, which is what
Yeah.
we're still working on.
Yeah.
So that video part, I know you're very interested in. The good
Hmm.
news is that we are very close to releasing the next improvement.
Hmm.
So yeah, I agree with you. Chemistry, the real chemistry happens when you meet somebody, I
Hmm.
believe, in all of my experience.
Yeah.
But you do want to get all the basics out of the way, right? You want
Right.
to meet someone that matches you, as close as possible, and then the magic happens in the
Yeah.
actual event.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned about something interesting you guys are doing. Do you mind sharing, like, how you guys gonna kind of almost do like a dating show? You know,
So
is this
I,
is this not too proprietary to
it's
share?
too early. It's
It's
too
too early.
early.
Okay, so
It's too
okay, okay.
early for that.
All
But
right.
it's like, but yeah, it's similar to what we had mentioned earlier. It's the shoot your shot um, model, where it's like, man, let's display people and let's just show people who are amazing, and then see if there's anyone out there who would be interested in connecting with these people. I think that this is super powerful stuff, and there's just so many ways to make connections, and we're just trying to explore all the different ways that can happen.
Amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. And during your onboarding with SmartMatchApp, how was your servicing? How was the response time?
Oh man.
In case if someone is watching it and considering using SmartMatchApp, please, if you don't mind sharing, how
Oh
was your
man.
experience?
I gotta tell you. I mean, the Smart Match team is awesome. Like, I mean, responsiveness is excellent. Like, it's A1. I mean, even in the moments where there was things that we need to kind of work through, it's like, okay, I need some help here. What's going on? Everybody's there to get everything taken care of. And I actually really, really appreciate that. And that means a lot. It means a lot because as a business owner, you know, we control we can control as much as we can to certain extents. And I know with even like utilizing Smart Match, there's a certain level of control that we can have, and then we are relying on you guys to be able to be responsive and things like that. And as a business owner, we oftentimes see that as a risk. Like, I need you to be there, like I would need my employees to be there for me, and you guys have been that way for us. And I love just how you've treated us like we are like partners, and it's really important. That was really important to me. So that sold me, really. If I'm being honest with you, that really sold me.
Thank you so much. We put a lot of effort. I personally put a lot of effort in mentoring our guys in terms of how important it is. The brand, the the brand is not advertising. The brand is not just colors or logos. The
Hmm.
brand is the personality of people.
Hmm.
Is the people who make the brand.
Yeah.
The company is consisting of people, and that's the brand.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a lot of work in the background. And you have a brand,
Hmm.
and you have a successful brand, and you know how much work goes in the back
Yeah.
to keep the staff engaged, to keep the staff motivated, and most importantly, understand why you're here in the first place.
Hmm.
What is the goal here? Thank you for sharing this. That's
Yeah.
great advertising. That's a nice way to explain how what the difference we make. I couldn't explain it better. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing this. Let's talk about a little bit about future. So I always would love to pick brains. I like to always talk to our customers about how they see the future of this industry and their business
Hmm.
and their vision in the industry. We can talk here about anything you want, AI or some other. Like, how do you see what do you think is happening and where we're going?
Absolutely. I can speak to this, buddy. I have some really deep thoughts. I in the future, I believe that there's going to be an even greater need for people like myself who do what I do and people like you who do what you do. Um, I feel like with the advancement of technology, some of the natural instinctive human behaviors that previous generations were able to utilize to their advantage, those things are being lost, and it is hurting us in our love lives. Technology has, in a lot of ways, improved our lives, but in a lot of ways, it's hurt us because many people don't know how to communicate anymore. We spend all of our time on our cell phones and we don't actually engage with one another. So when it comes time for us to start getting into romantic relationships and having real conversations with people, many people don't know how to do that. And I believe that it's going to be even worse in future generations. So what's going to happen is there's going to have to be an entirely new education on how to be effective in having these encounters so that you can ultimately get to a end goal of romantic relationships, whatever that looks like, right? So I think that there's going to be an even greater need for solutions like what you're offering, solutions like what we're offering, and just people who are willing to take on the mantle of informing and directing and guiding this new generation of people who have the difficult time having interpersonal relationships.
I believe that too. I honestly believe that with the advance of technology, there will be two extremes.
Mm,
The extreme of being too much technology, and then there will be obviously a natural pull towards too much. I
mm-hmm,
just want human experience. I just want, just to go, see somebody, touch
mm-hmm.
somebody. I just
Yeah,
want to go get a hug somewhere. You just like it unnaturally will is going to create the other extreme of like tired of technology.
absolutely.
um,
I mean, when you look
so
at it, when you think about it, so I don't know if you've paid a lot of attention to this, but now with AI, there are now a whole segment of people who are building relationships with AI. Because think about an environment where you don't have to have an argument with a person. You can find using AI, you can actually build a friendship with someone who knows you inside and out, knows things you like, knows things you don't like. So therefore, they don't have to oppose you in any way, and
and
you can
that's not real growth. That is
right,
not real growth.
exactly. But there are people who will have full relationships with AI now, and they believe that that's their attempt of fulfilling a human need with technology, and it's false. And I think that it's going to give people a false sense of what it's like to actually have real encounters with people, have controversy with people. It's just, I could see so many problems with it. So
It's easy fruit. It's like having sugar.
yes.
Sugar is a killer. It's too easy to get a sugar in your blood, and then get a glucose spike, and then get the diabetes.
Hmm.
Anything that is easy to get and easy to consume, pretty much most probably is not good for you at the end of
Hmm.
the day. And it just reminds me that um, people have to be educated.
Yeah.
People have to be strong,
Hmm.
because the marketing is there, marketing companies is there. They will of course try to lure them into this la la land
Hmm.
of some sort, but the real growth is in the real relationships, the real people with real flow, and
Yeah.
just just doing the work. That's not gonna, it's not going away, you know.
Yep.
And if you don't, then I don't know. I just don't know what world that is. You know, if
Yeah.
nobody is doing any real work, are we really progressing as humanity? I'm not sure. Are we? So that is something that we both agree on in the future. You know, there is that. I guess not danger, but there is that potential
It's it's gonna present new problems. It's just
potential
like,
problem. Yeah,
yeah, it's like and it's true with every technology advancement. There's going to be problems. When you talk about people. I remember there was a point when we rode horses primarily. That was our primary mode of transportation. But then, like, vehicles came into play, and that introduced a whole new learning curve. People had to understand that, okay, you have to drive this, and then we had to put rules into place, about how
yeah.
to protect the pedestrians and things like that. So there will always be these challenges that come, but hopefully at the end, the advantages outweigh the problems. And I don't know that I can see a world that, utilizing AI and machines to replace real human interaction and human relationships. I don't
I
see
think
that
you'll
as
be
being a real solution.
craving for human interaction
Absolutely.
more than ever, more than ever. We will want to like run away to the other side to say like, enough of this.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens, right? We're
Hmm.
still young, and this is just the beginning of it. And I think in the next few years, literally 1, 2, 3 years, there's going to be some gigantic leaps already
Hmm.
in terms of the tools that are going to be showing up left and right. It's just tremendous.
Hmm.
Um, well, let's see how people, because you're doing such an amazing job. I just want more people to see what you're doing, to get in touch with you. So how can viewers find you? How can they join potentially your community
Hmm.
if they're single, and other matchmakers who maybe want to collaborate with you?
Hmm.
It is not uncommon that in our hundreds of matchmakers community that and I know we talked about matchmaking alliance. I think you
Hmm.
absolutely should join that as well. You just never know, like they might have Christians in their database that are having this similar problem that you do. They go to
Hmm.
local church or they go to local events, and there's just not, like you said, not enough numbers. It's a
Hmm.
numbers game and everything. So how can people find you?
Well, there's a couple ways. So you can find us first on thedatingproject.co. That's our website, thedatingproject.co. You can find us there, and you can get access to our community there. You can also reach us on Instagram, at the Dating Project Official. And that's just at the Dating Project Official there. You'll see us. We have a blue check and everything. So you'll see us there. And then if you want to connect with me directly, you can do that as well. My name is DeAngelo Moss on social media, pretty much all social media platforms. You can reach me there, and I'd love to
What's your
have a
what's your
conversation.
favorite platform? Your
That's a tough one.
personally, your personal favorite platform. Now I'm gonna learn something that I don't know yet.
Okay, so I have the largest reach on Instagram.
Instagram.
However, I believe that the platform that is going to be most beneficial for most people, and it's also going to bring in the most leads, I think that that's going to actually come from YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah,
And
because we
we
can
are
get.
on YouTube. So
Hmm.
yes.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, easy. Thedatingproject.com,
or
the
.co.
dating .co. I'm
Hmm.
sorry,
Yeah,
.co. The Dating Project official on Instagram. DeAngelo Mose. It's a very easy, beautiful name to remember. Please,
thank you.
please do yourself a favor. Reach out, talk, and find yourself connections. Whether it's a business to business between matchmakers or singles who are looking for love, looking for connection, for community to join. Please don't wait even a minute. Thank you so
Mm.
much, DeAngelo, for joining us on our podcast. I hope we're gonna do one more a little bit later when you get some more things going in your community.
Yeah,
We can talk maybe some more stories. How's
that
that?
sounds good to me, Tim. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate this.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna